Okay. The future of cars is here. No, I'm not talking about cars that can travel through time or cars that fly. I'm talking about cars that can drive themselves. This is not as far-fetched as it sounds, because cars being produced today already drive themselves in some situations, and several versions of driverless cars already exist. So let's take a look at some of the trends in today's cars and see where they lead us. First of all, cars are becoming smarter. They've been adapting technologies that make them safer, more convenient, and less dependent on their human drivers. Some familiar technologies include ABS, automatic braking system, traction control, and even automatic transmissions. Cars being produced today are so smart that they drive themselves in some situations. They can see their surroundings with lasers, cameras, and radars, and they can respond to what they see by doing things such as braking the car before a collision, by keeping the car in between the lanes, and even parallel parking the car or just parking it in a normal parking spot. So the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration predicts that in a few years, cars will be able to communicate with each other and with road infrastructure in order to help prevent collisions. So this government agency is currently taking steps to incorporate communication devices into road infrastructure, such as traffic lights. This technological development will help to facilitate the use of driverless cars. So where do these trends lead us? To the future, to driverless cars. This is certainly a good thing for safety, considering that 90% of all crashes are caused by human error. And so we have always said that there's a lot of bad drivers out there. We can say that all of us are kind of bad drivers because we get bored and distracted. We fiddle with buttons, we eat and drive, we speed, we run red lights, and much more. That's a problem, but driverless cars can eliminate all of these human errors, and they could reduce the annual crashes of 10.8 million to 1.08 million. That's a 9.72 million person difference, and that is in accordance to the 2009 Census Bureau statistics. So we've seen that cars today are becoming more like driverless cars, but there's already driverless cars in existence. So you may have heard of Google's driverless car. It was all over the news last year. It has no accelerator, brake pedal, or steering wheel. The only driver input is a start button and an emergency stop button. This is Google's second prototype, and it has been tested on over 400,000 miles of road. And Google continues to move forward with their developments, and they eventually plan to release some version of this to the public. While Google's driverless car may have been the first driverless car you heard of, it definitely was not the first to be created. Between 2004 and 2007, DARPA released several autonomous vehicle challenges, and the last one resulted in Carnegie Mellon's Tartan racing team, that's the one in the middle, where they had to travel through a mock city and obey all California driving laws. So this car was equipped with 12 lasers, radars, and sensors, so that it could do things such as look at speed limits and obey them, keep the car between the lines, stop at red lights and traffic signs, avoid hitting obstacles in the road, keep a safe distance between cars, and even avoid hitting a car that had run a red light. So that was in 2007, 7 years ago. So driverless cars exist. The driverless cars are here. The future is here. Driverless cars just need a little bit of tweaking before the future becomes the present. The end, and thank you.